Well, hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Prolific Collective podcast. You guys are in for a treat today because I have someone very wonderful that I'm so excited to introduce. Her name is Aurélie Pearl, and she is, I would call you a womanist. Would you say that?
Yes.
A bad mama jamma at that, just an incredibly grounded woman. And I just know that we are going to have so much fun in this conversation. Welcome to the podcast, girlfriend.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here with you right now. This is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. And obviously, in the podcast, we're always exploring themes around faith and being a multifaceted woman and exploring our identity, being in the marketplace, and really just being able to branch out in purpose. I think what has always drawn me to you is just how authentically you show up. You show up when you
Thank
want to
you.
show up, how you want to show up with your kids. So please tell our audience just a little bit about where you are right now in your life and, what you're really trying to navigate through. I'd love to just kind of hear from you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you again for having me. I am so, so happy to be here. Hi, everyone. I am Aurélie Pearl. I am a writer. I am a mother. I'm a wife. And I'm currently navigating the sort of in-between seasons of life. I think after having my third and youngest and last baby, the very final, because that one came
Oh,
and yeah, rocked my world. But I got to a point where I was like, okay, I've had the kids. I'm married to my incredible husband. What am I doing with my life going forward?
yeah.
Where am I now and where do I see myself in the next few years and how do I get there? And so right now, it's all about the in between for me, figuring out, how to get from step A to B to Z and really just showing that online right now. Cause I think a lot of the time we always show the finished product. And so I am in that space where I want to show, like how I'm figuring it out as I go along. And so that's the space that I'm in. That's who I'm enjoying becoming. I really, really like the person that I see in front of the mirror in this season of my life. So it's exciting, it's nerve-wracking. So being here right now is another way
Sure.
of God just being like, okay, let's thrust you forward. Because I'm also the girl who wants to be behind the scenes. I help out behind the scenes. I don't attention in that way, which is ironic because I've always known that I want to be forward facing. I want to be speaking to women directly. I want to be on TV and all of that stuff. But I think the enemy really tries to use the very thing that you want to do and make you scared of it. And so I'm going through the period of, okay, maybe I'm scared a little bit, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to show up anyway. And it's where I am. I know that was long-winded.
Oh, no, this is honestly a great start. And as you guys could probably already hear, we're going to go there in this conversation today. And I feel like it's always great to just at least break it up a little bit at the beginning and just hear a little bit more about your personality and where things are at in your head. So I've got some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And I'm curious, what's your dream collaboration? Like you talk about how you are on your way to, rediscovering yourself, showing up more. You talk about TV, all these things. What would your dream collaboration be?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, it involves Essence magazine.
Yeah.
Like, it involves Essence. I love Essence magazine. I love what they represent. I've always said that if I am going to be on the cover of any magazine,
Oh, yeah.
put me on Essence, Jesus. Like, I
Yeah. Like
really,
from your mouth to God's ears, right?
God knows. God knows. And we will come back to this episode
Come
when
on.
that day comes because I'm really believing for it.
Yeah.
So that would be a dream collaboration. People wise, oh my goodness. There's just so many Black women
I
that
know.
I want to,
So
and
many.
my dream collaboration, it just includes Black women. Like,
Yeah.
I love Black women.
She's like,
I
it's pretty
love
much
us.
only one type here.
It's really Black women. So
Well,
it's,
see if you got, because I have a feeling I know who you're going to say. I just have a
who do
feeling.
you think?
But
What do you
no,
think?
I'm not gonna say it now, but well, maybe okay, well, I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say, but who comes to mind, like, top of mind?
Okay, so the first person that came to mind was actually Issa.
Really? Issa
That
Rae?
was Issa Rae, and the reason why I say that is
What?
because for me, she
Mhm.
is all-encompassing.
Yes.
She does it all.
Oh my
She
gosh.
does it all. Now, yesterday, my answer would have probably been somebody else, and I
Mm,
think that's also the place where I'm in, where it's like,
you're evolving.
actually, today I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
really inspired by this
I
person.
love
Like,
that.
I'm taking in what they do and how they make space for other women,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I want to do the same thing.
yeah,
I have a few. Who did you think?
yeah. I thought it was gonna be Emma Grade.
It is Emma too. It actually is. That's the thing. That's why it was so hard to like
Uh-huh,
decide.
uh-huh.
In that moment is Issa, but Emma
Yes.
is literally like she's
And
the blueprint.
what?
She
Eh,
is
she'd be my
the
number 1 right now, easily.
she I am so I
Mhm.
love her as a businesswoman.
Oh, yeah.
She just makes it, she glides through it. Like she
Mhm.
makes it look like anything is possible.
Yeah, yeah.
And to be a girl from London, right?
Uh-huh,
Like that's
uh-huh.
also where that sort of like, I can do that. If she can do
Absolutely,
it, I can do
absolutely.
that. And so Emma is up there. Like she's when it comes to business, it's definitely Emma. When it comes to
Mm,
storytelling, it's
uh,
Issa.
absolutely, I see that.
Those two in tandem for me, they make the world a better place for me.
I do know what's interesting, though, but I love the similarity in both of those
Mhm.
is that they don't deny the work that it takes.
No, they
Like, they don't
don't.
deny that they're
They
working
don't.
really hard.
They don't deny it.
They
Like Emma
make it
would tell
look
you,
effortless and easy. I know Emma would tell you real quick that she
yeah,
is up late working, right? But
literally, like
they
if she's
don't
missing
deny the work.
kids something, like she would
Mhm,
tell you, my
mhm,
kid is having something right now that I'm missing.
mhm.
So and I love that. And I think this generation of mothers, unlike our mothers and their mothers before them, we're giving ourselves permission to do things outside of mothering.
Ooh,
And it comes back to even what I'm also going through with identity and ambition, right?
yeah.
Like how can I be a good mom,
Oh, yeah.
but also still pursue my God-given visions and ideas, and I'm gonna stand before God and be like,
Yeah.
well, I was a good mom. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wasn't enough. I thought, like, and
Mhm.
I'm my type of womanism really is you can choose to be a stay-at-home mom
Yeah,
if you feel that that's your calling and that's what you want to do, to be devoted to your children in that way. I love that and I celebrate women who do that. And I have been a stay-at-home mom for the last, my oldest is going to be 7.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I have been at home with my kids. I've been nurturing, I've been teaching, I've been, we've really been going through that with them at home. And so now this phase of my life is about, okay, you're rooted. Like you
so good, yeah.
have the foundation that is necessary for me to be able to step out and do my thing. And what I love is that they get to see, pursue the things that he pursues, right?
Mm,
And they get to see him be this great producer and all these amazing things that they do. And now I feel like, yeah, I want my kids to see that of me
so,
too,
so good.
right? I want them to know that women can also do these
Yeah,
things. And so I'm showing up in a way that lets them know that mommy also does what
mhm,
she does, and you can do that too. I have 2 sons and a daughter. If nothing else, I want my kids to know that mommy has also made it so we can.
yeah, and I think I kinda wanna lean into that a little bit because as
Mhm.
I'm hearing you talk, I can almost know right away that the person you were before motherhood and the person who you were after every child, I'm sure that changed, and I'm
Yes.
curious, what parts of yourself did you meet for the first time when you became a mother?
My goodness. You know what? I feel like I met the me that wanted so badly to succeed.
Mm,
And I
mm,
think I think I've always been ambitious, but when I had my first,
oh,
that
man.
kind of went into overdrive.
Oh, yeah. It's like all of a sudden you see this life in front of you that you've created, and it's like, "Okay, I have
Ex
got to make something out of my life now."
Yes. No, like literally, like if
Literally.
I thought I can be relax and just like, okay, I'll do that later on or whatever. After I had our first, it was like, oh, it's go time. It
Yeah,
is go
yeah,
time. And
yeah.
so that was the part. And then once my second came, and of course, now that the last born is here, I think more and more of me before motherhood is showing up. It's like I have 3 reasons now,
Wow.
right? Like I
Wow.
have outside other than myself
Mhm.
and I have 3 other reasons to really go for and be successful in the things that I wanna do. And so that I would say was the part of me that came to life.
Yeah, and I think that's so beautiful because we don't really always talk about how I mean, we talk about things on a biological perspective, right? Like after you
Mhm.
become a mom, there's all these hormonal changes, and some people do struggle mentally and have all
Yeah.
these things that happen to them. But a lot of times we don't talk about just the major identity shift that happens when
Oh,
you become a mom, right?
oh
It's
my
like
god.
you've thrusted into the throes of mothering.
Yeah.
You're thrusted into those first few months to a year of just nurturing and feeding, and all your life really becomes thrusted around keeping this human alive and in love.
Mhm.
And no one talks about what that really does to who you are and how that
Yeah.
redefines you, right? And I'm
Mhm.
just curious, how has motherhood kind of taught you about, your limits, your individual limits, and what have you discovered about yourself through motherhood?
I think limits are part of being a human.
Mm,
I think it's important to start there. I don't believe I am in my own strength. I'm
mhm.
limitless. It really has to take the grace of God because I do feel those limits
Yeah.
when I have done all that I could.
Oh, yeah.
There comes a moment where you're just like, okay, pause.
Yeah.
I can't do anymore.
Mhm.
And so, in that sense, I remind myself that I am human, that it's okay for me to experience this limitation
So good.
and trust God in the rest of it. Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm currently there is a version of myself that's sprouting that I'm experiencing even in this moment as we speak
Mm.
that lets me know that I'm a different person, and it's all for the better.
Oh, yeah.
It's all for the better, and so I do what I can, and I leave the rest to God.
So good, right? And it's almost like just honoring that what you're doing is enough. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's a struggle, right? Because, I don't know how you felt, especially those first few months,
Mhm.
is you almost feel like you're in over your head every day just
Yeah.
with what it takes to nurture. And when you have had this like pretty set in stone identity pre-motherhood, it comes ahead and clashes once you become a mother,
Mhm.
and then you start to question everything about yourself. You start to
Yeah.
question your beliefs.
100%.
Yeah.
Everything. I
Yeah.
was questioning everything about, well, who am I? And I think there was also a mourning that was
Mm.
happening for
Oh,
me.
that's good. Yeah.
I thought that, "Oh my goodness, my best years are behind
They're
me."
behind me.
Like, which is so crazy. What?
Yeah,
I'm
but when you're in the
only in
throes
my 30s.
like, you're sleep deprived, it's been
Oh,
it just
listen.
like,
I
you're
just
like
felt like my best years are behind
yeah,
me. I've done all that I probably would have
yeah.
done in my life, which is so miserable to think about
Mhm,
because
mhm.
and it's just not true, right? It's
Yeah,
just not
yeah,
true at all. But in those moments, I really felt like I don't know who I am.
yeah, yeah.
And so now I have to get to the nitty-gritty of not just rediscovering, but really redefining.
That's it. It's the redefinition,
It's
right?
the redefinition of, okay, I used to be this, and that
Mm,
was good. That was
mhm.
good for what it was, for where I was. I mean, I got married I was 26 when I got married,
Yeah.
and our son came immediately after. So I gave
Wow.
birth at
Yeah,
27. Right?
yeah.
And so there was definitely a lot of like, well, who am I?
Yeah, yeah. You almost feel displaced in the narrative of these transitions,
Yeah,
right? It's like,
absolutely.
and I think what I'm even hearing because obviously you being a storyteller, there's this larger narrative that's happening here. It's like
Mhm.
this love story. And if you guys don't know, Arielle and her husband have just an incredibly beautiful love story. Like you could just
Aw.
tell they actually don't just like each other, they love each other and like each other. But you've
That's
got this gorgeous, this like almost like just beautiful fit of a marriage, and then
mhm.
comes motherhood. And it's almost like from the outside looking in, people's like, she's checking off all the boxes, right? It
My.
looks good. But internally, there's a different conversation happening,
Mhm.
and I'd like to know
Yeah.
what that conversation was, like, in that season. What were you talking to yourself about?
Mm.
And maybe what were some of the things that you weren't saying that you're now saying, because things have changed?
That's so good. That's so good. I tried not to be too hard on myself.
Yeah.
And when I say try, I mean try,
Try.
try, because that was hard. I knew that I loved being a mom early on. I am
Mm.
the eldest of 5.
Wow, yeah. So it's in you. It's in
In
your
an
bones.
African household, you
Yeah,
are the
it's
second
in your
mom,
yeah, because Arielle's
right?
the lead, so
Like,
she's been
uh,
in it from day one.
I've been in here. I didn't choose this life. This life
This
chose
life
me.
chose you.
Okay? I didn't choose this life. My youngest sibling just turned 19.
Oh my goodness, you basically, like, mothered that one.
Do you understand where
I
I'm
do,
going with
I
this?
do.
Right? So I always had it in me to be,
Mm.
a mother, but there's nothing like having to mother your own children
Oh, yeah.
because your siblings are your siblings
Oh, yeah.
and you do your part and, you do your best to be supportive and a great example,
Mhm,
etc., etc. But when it's your own child
mhm,
and
mhm.
it's like, oh, I have to keep this thing alive.
Alive? Yeah. What?
You
Do you
said
know
that.
do
Like,
who
whose
said
idea was that?
Do you know what's interesting though is I thought about a conversation I had with a girl. She was having, like a bit of a panic attack. She's getting in a serious
Mm,
relationship, things are going really well. And then she's just like, I am scared of what's next. I'm scared of getting married and having the
yeah.
kids and losing myself. I feel like
Mm,
there's this overall societal narrative that, these chapters of motherhood really do
mhm,
define you in a way that you often don't feel like you could pursue your own ambitions and be something else, right? Because
mm.
mothering in itself can be very all encompassing and it's such a
Yes,
big deal, right?
yes. Oh
So
my
our wombs
goodness.
are gates, gates of life, gates of purpose. And so it's not a small deal that we are bringing these lives in and these souls
Mm,
in. But I think, what I'm hearing is that and the contemplation and the challenge of transitioning is very real, but it's
mhm.
also not a finality. Like
It's
there's
not. It's not. But I think, I mean, by the grace of God, I would get to live a very, very long life. Like
man,
I
yeah,
want to be here for
a long
a
time, baby.
long time. I want to be here for
Didn't
as
the
long as
Bible say
possible,
from the
Jesus.
fourth generation? Like I need to see my children.
Oh, listen, I
Yeah.
am trying
Mhm.
to see all of them kids that are gonna
Yeah,
come.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really am. Like I
Mhm.
pray that I do by the grace of God.
By God's
So
grace.
there's no way that what was is all there is. There just
Mm.
can't be. It's
Yeah.
just and we really when I talk about my human limitations, we're talking about a God who is infinitely limitless,
Right, right,
right? And
right.
so he is really able to take one version of us
Yeah,
and make it into another and
absolutely.
another and another and we continue to evolve, right? Like
Yeah,
the only time where it's final is where we're laid to rest, right? And even
absolutely.
then we're
Ab
awaiting the resurrection, right? And then the coming of Christ. So there's just no end to this.
no
But
stopping
for
time.
as long as I am here in this physical body, I just can't believe the lie that motherhood is the be all and end all
Yeah, yeah,
of my life and just women in general. Like we
yeah.
can absolutely dream again. We can absolutely
Mm.
continue to pursue certain things. It may be slower. It may be at a pace
Oh,
that we're
yeah.
not
Oh,
used to.
yeah.
It may be a thing where we have to what we could have done in an hour. It might take 2 or 3.
A couple.
Like, or a day could take a week, okay?
Yeah.
But it would take time. And I think the hard part is adjusting to
Mm.
this version of ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's really where it's hard. We don't do very well with just being okay with seasons.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
We don't
yeah.
do very well.
We
So for
don't.
me, I think that the season that I was in where I had to essentially wait for this season, it
Mhm.
was hard. It was
Yeah.
very hard for me. But I think ultimately I wouldn't change it.
So
I
good.
really
And I
wouldn't.
think I love that you use the word adjusting to the season you're in because I
Mhm.
think I'm big on like personal responsibility. And I think
Yes.
at a certain point in time, you have to recognize that the way that you are waking up and approaching your season is
Mm.
fully dependent on how much you want to take ownership for what the season is,
Yes.
right? And
Oh
the
my
part you're
goodness.
going to
Yeah.
play. And I think what I was writing, I think I wrote this in my stories the other day, is when I started to stop seeing life as happening to me and
Mm.
recognizing that I could be an active participant in every season of life,
Yes.
I feel like my joy changed, right?
Mm.
My momentum changed, my motivation changed. And I think
Yeah.
even as being a woman, I was thrusted into motherhood a little bit later than you in that I was already in my
Mm.
businesses and everything,
Mhm.
and I recognized very quickly, okay, I could either be very overwhelmed by this change and be crushed almost by what it's going to mean.
Mm.
And something that I really want to explore with you, even just be overwhelmed by what society is saying that I should be because now I'm a mom, right?
Yes. Oh my
Or I
goodness.
could hold space for the fact that mothering looks like this for Yenny, and
Mhm.
mothering these children looks like this because I am also a CEO, I'm also a
Yeah.
founder, have all these
Yeah.
other conglomerates and parts of my identity that I'm now bringing into the mothering. And I think that's been freeing for me to explore personally. I'm not
Mm.
finished by far. I still have my days where
Mhm.
I'm like, crap, the laundry is still there.
Right now.
Like,
Right now.
right now, there's
Is that
I need to throw a load in, right?
yeah.
But there's I don't know, I just feel like even as I'm hearing you speak, I love that you use the words adjusting, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you and I'm curious, how do you position yourself from
Mm.
what the expectation of the others and maybe even just some internal dialogue, some cultural dialogue, whatever informs your thinking versus now, of course, it's not like your kid, especially, it's not like much has really changed.
Mm.
Your kids are still young. They're
Yeah.
still, needing their mom, but clearly something has changed because you're not saying, you're willing to say, okay, I have been a stay at home mom. I don't want to continue that. Right.
Mhm.
What is that adjusting like for you? Just talk me through kind of the language that you've been exploring in this season around that.
Well, for one, I always knew that I didn't wanna be a stay-at-home mom forever.
Yeah, like it was almost defined early on. Good.
Yeah.
Good, good,
Long
yeah.
before marriage and
Uh-huh.
all of that stuff, I always knew that I had these huge, huge dreams.
Yeah.
And I always knew that I will stand before God and
Mm,
give an account for my life. And it's good and well again for me to be a mom and a wife and all of that great stuff. And I thank God for gracing me
yeah.
with the opportunity to be those things and be them well. I really do pride myself in being a good mom. I
Oh,
pride
man.
myself in being present. I knew that when we started having children that I would be at home with them. That I
Mm,
knew. I also knew that that was going to be for a very, very long time. Those
mm.
two things were already defined.
Oh,
And
so
so
good.
as the kids came, it was like, okay, this is the time that I said I wanted to be at home with my kids.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the time. It's here now. I'm going to be at home. I'm going to teach my children. I'm going to, all of that good stuff. And Dami was going to be working and taking care of all those other areas of our lives financially. And so that there's never been a regret.
wow.
And where now I am at that place where what I said it was going to be for a certain time, that
Mm,
time has arrived.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's time for me to trust God with the ideas and the visions that because a lot of the time where I've been at home, there have been business ideas.
yeah.
There have been
Ooh.
there's just so Many things. I have, like, my phone, if I lose my phone, thank God for iCloud.
I'm about to say,
Thank
back it up on iCloud, girl.
It's all backed up, thank God. I have, like, a 2 terabyte of my
Oh,
of,
I
like
know they will
yeah.
always get me for that 9.99 every month because I
Oh
will
my
never have
goodness, I am
control.
paying it. I'm paying it every month because I want my stuff. I
Right?
want so, they will always have me for that. I'm always
Mhm,
gonna pay
mhm,
for that. But there were so many
mhm,
ideas I've had, and
mhm.
I went through a season where even as a writer, I wasn't able to write.
Oh my
I
gosh, talk about
struggled.
that.
My goodness, I struggled for
Mhm.
some years, and it started from when I got married, actually,
Wow, wow.
because
Really
so
interesting.
many big things happened in that time of getting married, moving to Dallas, being immediately pregnant with our
Mhm.
firstborn. Whilst again, that word of trying to adjust to
Yeah,
a life away. So I'm coming from London to Dallas. I don't know people. I'm trying to navigate what it looks like to be a wife, and now I'm pregnant. I don't know the first thing about
yeah.
being pregnant. This idea that I'm going to be bringing life into this world. And then
Mhm.
there was the fear of Black women are disproportionately
Mm,
more at risk of
yeah,
dying. So I had that fear. I was
yeah.
away from my mother. And, like, there was just so many things happening in those years between then and where I am now. And it shook me.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
shook me, but I knew that, okay. And thankfully, again, having a great husband, having somebody who
Mhm,
reminds
mhm,
you that
mhm.
this is for now. I
Yeah,
know it's hard, or I know it's not what you may want at this particular time. Because as much as I knew I wanted to be at home with my kids, I also knew I don't always want to be at home with my kids. Like
yeah, like, you have this other side of yourself.
I do, and that side, it was itching to come
Mhm.
out. It was really
Mhm.
itching to come out. But I thank God for just the ability to wait.
So good,
It's
yeah,
hard to, but when we wait on the Lord truly, when we truly are like, "Okay, God,
yeah,
this is where you have me. This
yeah,
is not
this is
just
where
where
he's
I
brought
want
you
to be.
to.
This is
Yeah,
where you have brought me to. This is
so
a
good.
culmination of things that have led me to this place, right? And when you bring me out of this place into my next phase and my next season, it's going to be even more beautiful.
So good,
And so I am there now where those conversations of, like, it's hard right now, but we're going to make it through.
so
Or, it
good.
doesn't look like what we want it to look like right now, but
Mhm.
hey, we're writing again, right? Or
Yeah,
we have all these ideas and things
yeah.
that we can pursue in the quiet of just I'm currently in my cocoon.
Mhm,
Nobody really
mhm,
knows who I am.
mm.
Nobody's checking for me that
Oh,
way,
yeah, oh,
like,
yeah,
and that's okay.
yeah.
I'm going from that caterpillar phase,
Mhm,
and I'm
mhm.
being molded in my cocoon, and because the end result, we all know, is a beautiful butterfly,
Beautiful butterfly.
so I know I've gone off on a
No,
tangent.
no, I'm loving this because what I'm hearing is I think what was really important that you said that I really
Mhm.
want to just kind of explore is that the ideas didn't stop coming
They
even when you were
didn't.
still. And I think
They didn't.
something we forget is that when you're waiting and you're forced to be still, actually
Mhm.
that's when you'll get a lot of downloads about
Yes.
what's capable, what's possible, the ideas. You start seeing all these solutions that you can create to all these
Oh
problems you
my goodness,
it's
listen.
like stillness will always give you innovation in
Yeah.
the desires, right?
Mhm.
And, like, I think about because I used to tell God, I was like, like, "Why would I have all these ideas if I can't do
Oh my
anything with
goodness, I
them?"
can't
Like,
do anything
I
about
can't do
them.
anything.
Like, why are you doing this to me? This is torture.
That is and
This
then
is
the Lord
torture.
took me to this scripture, and I was just studying it the other day again, and it's
Mm.
like, he was saying, "Do I bring to the time of labor and not, allow
Mm,
it happen? Do I bring to the" and so it made me
yeah.
recognize that there is a time, just like in the book of
Mhm,
Ecclesiastes, there's a
mhm,
set time for everything to happen, and this is just the time that you get to sit and you get to enjoy your family and enjoy your children,
mm,
but you get to receive those downloads and
yeah.
nurture it and nurture what it takes. And maybe you're writing business plans while you're pumping at 2 a.m. at night
Yeah,
and
no, literally, quite
literally
quite
like mood
literally.
boards and
Yeah. Quite
envisioning.
literally,
Yeah,
like, and I think about the fact that God would trust me, right,
yeah,
with even that season of stillness and pour into me these ideas because I have solutions on my phone for like
yeah.
nursing bras. You can start
Mhm. Ooh,
there
yeah, because you were in
because
there.
those need to be
Yeah,
reimagined like
please, immediately,
immediately.
because what? Like, I could get into it, but
I have ideas. When I say God was
yeah.
really and
Mm,
has really entrusted me with so many different things in that season, which, and sometimes it's like, it's that I get that feeling of like, to whom much is given, much is
oh,
required.
yeah. Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, well, God, you've given me so many things.
So many
Where do I
things.
even begin? Like,
Mhm.
what? And I started feeling like I have to do everything at once.
At once,
I
yeah.
started feeling like, well, now that I'm out of that season of waiting and all of that, and I want to just hit the ground running.
Mhm.
I want to do all the things, and it was still like, girl, just girl, wait,
Yeah, just go wait and just, like, let
wait,
it be.
yeah, and let it unfold. Let it unfold, and when it does, it's going to make sense, and one
Mhm.
thing is gonna weave into the other.
So good, that part. It'll all start
And
to make
it's
sense.
just gonna fall, right? It's gonna
Mhm.
be literally like a domino that just it's gonna perfectly align, right? Because even this us having this conversation right now is so crazy that God would make this be.
Yeah.
I got that message from you the
Mhm.
day after I shot with Tony.
No.
The
Are you
day
kidding? The
after.
day
Like, I shot that
Wow.
night and I
Oh
woke
my
up
god,
and I saw that message from you.
that's
And I
wild.
said to Dami, "What is God up
Like,
to?
what's happening? Like, what's God doing? Yeah, he's calling
What
you. It's
is
like
God
he's calling
doing?"
you out of hiding. It's like, okay. Like,
And
my husband
oh,
always talks about it, like, God will have you in a waiting room for a long time, and it's like a doctor's visit.
yes,
You'll be sometimes in the
yes,
waiting room longer than the actual doctor's visit.
yeah. Literally, because it's like, what do you mean I've been here 2 hours and you
Y
only see me for
and you
about
haven't seen
15
me yet.
minutes?
Exactly, right? And it's, like, almost like that's what it's like, is, like, you'll be waiting
Yeah.
forever, and you almost, like I don't know if you've waited for so long, you just start doing
Mm-hmm.
something else on your phone, or
Oh,
and you
yes.
almost forget, and before you know it, you look up and they call you, and
Yes.
it's so important that you wait well, right? If you're waiting and you're
It
frustrated and
is.
angry and
It
you're asking
is.
the secretary, "When is it gonna be? I have things to do," versus when you
Yeah.
just find yourself almost
Mm-hmm.
like interacting with something differently while you're
Mm-hmm.
waiting, then it's like when
Mm-hmm.
it's your time, right?
Yeah, that active waiting is important,
So good.
but it's also a time where I feel like we do try to fill it in with our own things.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I try to go down project management, try
Same.
to do I went and got a certification in software
See, this is
development.
why the people don't
Like,
hear. People don't hear that. She's
I
still
was
trying to do everything
I
even
was
though she get
still trying to do all the things.
Yeah.
I was helping Dami with his business, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to I was like, maybe I should just go back to school and get
Mhm.
a marketing degree and or something.
Do
Like,
something,
I
right?
was trying to do all
Mm,
the stuff in that time of waiting. But what you said is so, so, so crucial, that you
yeah.
can be waiting for a long time and
Yeah.
then suddenly, right?
Suddenly.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
And what's even more like it can only be God is did a sort of one-to-one, what do you call it? A one-to-one with a friend of mine who does branding and
Yeah.
storytelling and all of that good stuff. Because I was
Mhm.
like, I know this is where I want to go.
Right.
I just need some help and guidance, and
Mhm.
she does it
Mhm.
exceptionally well. It's
So good.
exquisite how she does it,
So
right?
good.
So I was like, who better than to give my 100
Mhm.
pounds to? Like, I'm gonna give it to her, right? Because I can
Literally.
see
Uh-huh.
what
Uh-huh.
she's doing. And
Yeah.
so we had that conversation, and she asked me, one of the questions she asked me was, where do you see yourself a year from now? What do you want? What
Mhm.
this time next year, what do you want to have done and accomplished?
Mhm.
And one of the things that I said was exactly what we're doing right now. I
That's
said that I
insane.
wanted to go and speak more to on other women's platforms.
Yeah, and you explicitly this is why you have to be detailed about your
Explicitly.
ask. This is it. I
Listen,
when I tell you God
explicitly.
Literally, this is what I'm saying is, like, sometimes I have goosebumps when I think about this,
Mm,
but, like, last year was the first year I started doing prophetic visioning. So I used to just do, like, a vision board
mm,
every year, and this time around, I just started what I would do is, like, in October of the year prior, I will start praying, and I'll just start waiting on the Lord for a word and for
mm,
direction. And so I take time, I worship, I pray, and then I'll start a Canva board, and for
mm.
weeks to months, I just start putting whatever it is that I feel led to do.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
that
been my process for the last couple years. And when I tell you, I remember at the end of 2024, I was shaking because everything was done.
yeah,
Right? And it's like we almost forget that the creator is the way that the God that we serve works is that he has the ability to he gives us the vision.
yeah,
He knows what the end product is, so he would
right.
quite literally give you the words
Yeah,
and the vision so that it meets the end product anyway, because he's there at the
100%.
omega of
Yeah,
it. He's the
exactly. No,
so he's gonna give
literally.
you that alpha vision
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
already there at the omega of it. It's crazy.
That's perfectly said, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was for me.
Mm,
I just had that conversation. I had that
yeah.
conversation with her 2 days prior. 2 days later, I get that call from Tony.
Wow,
It
wow,
was 2
wow,
days.
wow. It's almost as if God's been waiting for you to just say it out loud
Do you
finally
know
so
what's
you can put it in
crazy?
motion.
What you've just said, I'm gonna send you something at the end because I wrote exactly that. Because I think
Wow.
a lot of the time we think we're waiting on God, we're waiting on the
Uh-uh.
Lord.
He waiting on us. It's like, "Girl, if you don't just get in alignment so I can do what I need to do."
Like, s he's thankfully, he's not sick of us, thankfully.
I know he is, like and I know sometimes because we had gotta have a funny banter, but, like, sometimes he
Mhm.
just be like, "I already told you this, but I said this. Why do you question?" Like, he'll tell me, "Why do you question
Like,
me?" And I'm like, I'm not questioning you. I'm so
yeah,
sorry, God." Like, But then low-key, you're
no.
like, "Yeah, you are questioning because you're so stuck in the how. Like, how is it?"
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what trips us
Yeah,
up.
it's the
We
how.
are so stuck in the how. We wanna
Mhm.
know all the most minute aspects of the details
And it's
of how when and how. Like, "Alright,
mhm,
cool, you've given me this vision, but
mhm.
when and how?"
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if we could just let go of our obsession with how, I think waiting
Yes.
would be a lot easier because we
It
would
would be.
we would rest in that. And there's something that you
Yeah.
said that I just feel like we have to visit, is you
Mhm.
said something that you noticed that you stopped writing when you got married. Like, just take me back
Mm.
there because what I'm hearing, you're a storyteller, you're a writer. This is something that has always come naturally. What
Yeah.
changed? What potentially, and I don't know if you've even explored it, right? What do you
Mm.
think changed in those early years of marriage that almost took away the ease in writing?
That's so good. So I realized that as I was wedding planning, because the focus, one, because we were long distance,
Yeah,
Dami was
that's true.
already, yeah, Dami was already in Texas. And so the pressure of that,
Mm,
the
mm.
just everything that it was taking for
Oh, yeah.
me to plan, because he was in Texas, we were going to get married here in London. So a lot of the things I'm doing by myself or with my best
Yeah.
friend or, cousins. And so I just never wrote during
Mm.
that period. And it was hard because I would have liked to write how I was
Yeah, like,
feeling.
go back and see what was
I
I
would have
thinking then?
loved, oh
Mm,
my goodness, I would have loved. I just didn't. And
mm.
so we get married. A week after that, I move.
Wow.
But so that's September. In December, I find out that I'm pregnant.
Oh my gosh. You were not kidding, like, right away.
Like, it was so fast. And
Uh-huh.
in that time, I'm missing home. I'm so
Mm,
homesick. I'm just like, oh my goodness, take me back to London. And I'm still not able to write.
still can't get through it. Yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to really put into words what was happening and
Mm,
why
mhm.
I was feeling all the things I was feeling, and my
Oh, yeah.
only outlet, I just wasn't able to do it. And even
Wow.
as I sit and I speak about this, I think it was really God being like, speak to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about how you're feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I could have just written down how I was feeling, right?
Mhm.
And just be like, oh, okay, well, I've gotten it out now. But I believe that it was another way for God to, ooh, for me to draw closer to God
Yeah.
in my questioning, in my
Yeah.
uncertainty, my anxieties, and in my, like, it was just another way for God to have my full and undivided attention. And so what
Yeah.
I would do instead of write, I would pray, I would be crying, I would just go to God.
So
Like
good.
there was
So
certain times, certain things where I didn't even speak to Dami about immediately. I
mm,
would just go to God about it.
so good. So the
And
so the
so
cadence.
it really did. It really did. I had no choice but to yeah, go to God about the things that were on my heart
Yeah.
and leaving it there.
That part. It's like not picking it back up, but leaving it at his feet. I
Yeah.
think sometimes we underplay though how significantly change impacts us, right?
Mm,
When especially environmental change, like
yes.
relocations, a change of your last name, a change of your all of those things can be
Mhm.
incredibly, and I think it obviously impacts all humans, but I think it
Yeah.
impacts us women a lot differently because what comes with a change is like pregnancy. Like, you
Mhm.
know, many people go and get married and for whatever reason, especially men, they don't have to carry a whole baby. Like, yes, they might be
No.
preparing that, but you had to you were thrusted into a new country,
Yeah.
you know,
A
your
marriage.
new marriage
Yeah.
with
Motherhood.
your village wasn't present anymore, your
Yeah.
friends were not there, and then suddenly you find out you're pregnant. You're navigating pregnancy in a different way without the
Yeah.
systems that you've relied on.
Yeah.
And you find yourself needing new systems, I hear. It's
Mhm.
kind of like you
Mhm.
needed new ways of navigating change, and I think there's a
Absolutely.
message in there, right? Is that
Yeah.
sometimes we have to honor that the previous systems will no longer serve us to
Mm.
be able to support us through these different changes, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. That's
honestly,
it.
I could have been and it's not to say that God didn't want you to write, but he knew that that's what it wasn't what was gonna take in that season to get you through, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "I know
Yeah.
I'll get back there." I
Yeah.
but he's like, "I know that that's not what we're gonna do." I was thinking about, like,
Mhm.
in a season I went through too, because I was curious about this because I journaled, like, a lot.
Mm.
When I
Mhm.
say chronically journaled, I've been journaling chronically since I was, like, 13 years old,
Right.
right? There's so
Same.
many old journals.
Yeah.
But that also happened to me, is after I got
Mm.
married, I stopped journaling, I stopped writing, and I recently started writing again, the last year.
Mm.
And but I think for me at a time in my life when I couldn't write anymore, I just started making, like, video
Mm.
entries, and so I would just
Yeah.
record on my laptop because I just knew that future Yenny would need a reminder of where she came
Mm.
from,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
was like, "I don't have the words, I can't speak in the same way, I can't even go to God in the same way, but I feel like I've gotta
Mhm.
mark this in some kind of way," and that's
Yeah.
what I used to do, but I think I love that you honored your season and did what you had to do to get through it, but may we not undermine that change is hard, because it is.
It really is. You
Transitions are so hard, they're so
and when
difficult.
they all happen together in that
Woo,
way,
yeah. What?
I didn't
Like
know
mhm.
who I was. Like,
Yeah,
there was just
that's
so
it. Yeah.
many things happening
Yeah.
in one go. I was like, why would I be why would you think I I can carry this?
Yeah, like, God, what would you it's like, like, why am I still signed up for the strongest soldiers
Like,
list?
who said?
What gave I could handle it? Like,
Like, take me off that list quickly.
take me off,
Quickly,
right?
but also I'm grateful that God
Yeah,
really allowed me to go through that season, because the version of me now, and when I
that's
do
it.
think back, I do write in hindsight. I'm able to go back into that place and really, like, okay, how did I feel when this was happening and that was happening? So I have been able to, in the last, I think, year, kind of write in based from where I am and how I was feeling then.
So good. Yeah,
I've been
so
able
good.
to do that, and God, I think, thankfully, the Holy Spirit has really been able to bring certain things back to memory, not because I need to, feel that
Mhm.
pain or be sad about it, but really just to show me how far I've come.
That's it, yeah.
Because that first pregnancy was so hard and so different. I had all the things. I had the gestational
Oh
diabetes,
my
the high
gosh.
blood pressure.
Wow.
I was at risk of preeclampsia.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
all of the things were
Wow.
happening. And
Wow.
by the time my second came, when we had our daughter, it was and bear in mind, this was during the pandemic. Like
Yes,
I
I
was
remember,
pregnant with him
yes. You had a
during
pandemic?
her with our
Mhm.
daughter during the pandemic. Why was that the best pregnancy?
See? It was like God had to compensate you for all that insanity.
Because please, I needed it. That was the
Literally.
best
Yeah.
pregnancy. It
So
was the smoothest. It was the most uncomplicated.
so good.
The things that happened in the first didn't happen in the second. I was
Mm,
able to give birth at the birthing center of my dream. I had
yes,
this
yes.
gorgeous, huge room. I
Mm,
gave birth to our daughter in a huge pool tub where
uh,
worship was playing in the background and candles were lit. I had the best midwives. I had no tearing, no, it
uh,
was just,
it's redemptive. Yeah.
it just felt like, yes,
Yeah.
God, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you really are, yes, you are a redeemer. You
Yeah.
really are. And I was able to go home that same day.
That's insane. Yeah,
She was
absolutely.
born early that morning. By
Wow.
7 p.m., we were leaving the birthing center
I
to
love
go
it.
and pick up our oldest so that we can go home.
Wow.
And
Wow.
suddenly I have 2 kids.
That's it's like boom,
Like, what?
overnight. It's like there's 2 lives to take
Like,
care of.
there are 2 lives now?
There are 2
But
lives.
thankfully, I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but thankfully because of the pandemic, Demi
Mhm.
was home.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so it was a lot easier to be able to navigate those
Mhm.
2 in that way. But by that time also I had more of a community now.
Mm, yeah,
So Dami would when lockdown was lifted, he was able to take our son to a friend of ours from church.
that's
They have 3
awesome.
boys. So he
Lovely.
would go there, he would spend time there, he would play, they loved him. He
Good.
would have like he was just having a great time. And then when Dami was done from work, he goes and
Go
picks
pick
him
him up.
up and bring him home. So I have like hours where it's just me and the
One-on-one
newborn.
bonding with the baby. Ah, I love that.
It was just such an
What a
exquisite time. Yeah, so I'm really grateful that, and then that's why I say I wouldn't necessarily trade those
mhm.
that first year or so because things have only gotten better. It
I
really
love
has.
that. I think even as we're rounding up here, what I'm hearing at is you're so equipped for this transition that you're
I
going through.
am, yes,
Because
thank you.
girl,
That is the
like, don't
word.
play, Aurelie.
That
You've been
is
here
the
before.
word. That's
You've
the
been here
word.
before. You are so equipped for your
Mm.
becoming is what I'm hearing. It's
Yes.
like you're already in position, and I think that you have a
Mm.
lot of the internal systems that you need to go
Mhm.
through this even publicly because you've done it privately already and you've been
Yeah.
tested already, right? And now you guys are back in the UK and you've
Mhm.
got your family and your friends and community that you
Yeah.
absolutely, have always been around. But I think I am encouraged even hearing you because
Mm.
one, I don't feel alone because I know motherhood has been like it could be so visceral and
Yeah.
life-changing and
Yeah.
hard, and community for one baby looks very different than community for the next, and
Absolutely.
it's just so comforting even hearing this from you, and I know I'm
Mm.
blessed just
Yay.
being able to hear that, like, you're gonna be okay, like, I know your life
Mhm.
feels like it's falling apart and you don't even know where your left sock is today, and you're, like, fighting
Literally.
mastitis or whatever you're going
Yes. It's chaotic. I
like,
call
let us not
motherhood
play. This thing is so
it
chaotic.
is chaotic. I call motherhood the beautiful chaos.
It is
Like,
beautiful.
it is the
I
most beautiful, chaotic aspect
yeah,
of our lives, right? But it by the grace of God, it's worth it.
absolutely,
It
absolutely
is
worth it.
worth it. And I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
as you said, like I really have been equipped. And I
mm,
believe that. I really believe
yeah.
that. And I receive it even more
Amen.
because I think
Absolutely.
that, yeah, the quiet years, the
Mhm,
years where again you're tucked away, you're
mhm.
hidden. You're
Nobody
not
know
doing much.
you,
Nobody
nobody's
knows
following
your
you on
name.
Instagram.
Nobody,
There's not a
yeah,
picture you
like
can post because you haven't looked put together in months.
my goodness. when I look at videos and pictures
Mm.
that Dummy would like have with the kids, I'm like, man, I don't have nearly as many videos
Yeah, I know,
because I
right?
have baby spitter and like who wants to take their phone out
And
and
like, oh, look at me looking crusty. Like I
I don't
haven't
want to do
showered in
that.
2 days. Like,
Men are just it's just so different for them, man.
it's
It's so
so
different.
they
We
experience
care
life so
too much.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, we as women, we just care too much about what we
Yeah.
look like and how we show
Yeah.
up and all of that
Yeah.
good stuff. But I really believe that the years of being just molded, the molding, really creating me a clean and a pure heart so that
Uh-huh.
when you bring me forward, right, I am not operating from a place of self. I'm not operating from a place of I can do this from
Mhm.
my own
Mhm.
strength and my own
Mhm.
power and might. It's God, this is where you are thrusting me forward
This is
to.
where you have me, Lord. Yeah.
Like, let your will be done. I'm waking up every day just like, Lord, let your will be done.
All right, like what we up to today, Lord?
Like,
Like,
what we gonna do
yeah,
today? Like,
what we got going
yeah,
on? Like,
it's really, and it's really that because like
that's it.
our youngest is 10 months old.
My gosh,
We're
yeah.
going through sleep
Wait,
stuff.
I think I didn't know we were a month apart. My youngest is 11 months. That's
My
insane.
goodness.
So we get
We're really in the trenches right
in
now.
the thick of it.
He is having a hard time just
Yeah.
like going back to sleep. He's
Mhm.
teething
Yeah,
and all the
they
stuff
go
that's
through that
happening.
leap.
Yeah, like those growth spurts are
Mhm.
really taking its toll.
Sure.
And he's obviously napping less because he wants to be awake more. He wants to,
What's
well,
going
what you guys got going on? I want to be in this too. Like, what do you mean you're trying to shove my head down
I
to
know,
sleep?
right?
I don't want to be asleep. I want to be
I wanna
up
be
here
up. I wanna see
with
what's
you.
going on,
What's
okay?
good? He's in my phone like, who's texting us,
Like,
mom? Like, who's that? Like, he's all up in my space.
uh,
And it's again the grace
oh, yeah.
of God
God's
that
grace
I
is
am
sufficient.
able to post anything,
Yeah, it is.
that I'm able to put together
Mhm.
something that I can present to the world.
It's a
Because
blessing.
no, literally, when I say I have a baby in one hand, and most of the time I'm doing everything from my
Oh, yeah.
phone,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh,
how it's going down right now.
that's it. That's what we gotta do, and people
That
like
is it.
and I mean, even if you're a mom and you're listening to this conversation, like, sis,
Mhm.
nobody else is doing this is how we're doing it. There's not a
This
different
is how.
formula. This
Yeah.
is what it takes. It's not
Yeah.
easy. We are getting up at the middle of the night and
Yeah.
handling things. And I remember I had my daughter and I had to speak, I had already signed to speak at a conference.
Mm.
And at the I had signed to speak at a conference before I found out I was pregnant with her. And
Oh
so,
my
of
God.
course, I am 2 months postpartum. I gotta get on a plane with my newborn.
Oh God.
Because you sign these contracts, you're not getting out of them. They're, like, set in stone,
Yeah.
right?
They don't care.
And, I mean and I literally got on the plane, know that I had to speak for 2 days concurrently, deliver 75-minute long talks. I'm not sleeping in the nights before these talks because I'm up every 2 to 3 hours
Yeah.
breastfeeding, right?
Yeah.
And I'm nurturing her, and I was thinking about it, and I'm almost getting emotional talking
Mhm.
about it now, but I was just thinking about it that, Lord, thank you for the grace
Yeah.
because this is really, really hard, but
Yeah.
somehow I'm making it. Somehow
Mhm.
I am here. I'm heavily reliant on your presence to have just the mental capacity because that was my biggest fear, Arieli, was will I know
Mm.
the words? Would I articulate myself being so freshly postpartum? Will they think I'm crazy? Will I start using references I'm not supposed to use? Will I remember
Right.
what's on the slides? Like, will I remember to cite the sources? I was just freaking out,
Right.
even before
Yeah.
I got on the plane, but I had just felt this comfort from the Holy Spirit that
Mhm.
I was graced for this gonna
Mhm.
be hard. And yes, I wasn't gonna get a lot of sleep because I got a 2-month-old with me,
Mhm.
but something about doing it anyway and
Yeah.
showing up and, like you said, making the post and getting on the podcast when I gotta keep these kids to sleep,
Literally, like all the things. Yeah.
knowing that your last one might keep you up tonight after said podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but it's all part
So
of
part of
the
it.
beautiful
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
right, that we get to tell and the life experience.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all part of it because the next phase of motherhood, who knows what's on the other
Who
side,
knows, right?
right?
When they start talking about
Teenagehood.
that's the part, see, I watch I'll round up with this 'cause I know we gotta wrap up, but you watch Forever, did you watch that Forever
I
Netflix show?
haven't watched it yet.
Oh my god,
I
so, of
haven't.
course,
I'm
it's about
safe I'm saving
teenagers.
it.
please save it. Incredible. You would actually really like it. But you know, they're navigating like parenting of a teenagehood. And the whole time my blood pressure is just like going high. And my husband and I are looking at each other and we're scratching our heads and we're like, we got to start praying now.
From now,
Because if we
right
think
now,
taking care of these littles is hard, that looks so hard. And I remember I had an
honestly.
uncle, he said the hardest stage of parenting is the teenage years. Like he
Yes,
literally said it.
yes.
But we gonna make it, girl, because the Lord is on our
We are.
side. We gonna
And we're
make
and
it.
thankfully, we're raising
Yeah.
our kids, differently from
Yeah.
how
From our
our
parents.
parents,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I always want my kids to know that they have the room and the space to mess up,
So
right?
good.
To
We
to
weren't always given that
we
grace, right?
weren't. We
You had
really
to be right.
weren't.
Especially we're
Right.
both, you're a firstborn, I'm a firstborn. It was like
Yeah,
you
exactly. You
can't
just
mess this
can't
up.
afford to mess up. Like everybody's watching you. Everybody's
Yeah.
eyes are
Yeah.
on you. And I
Yeah.
felt that pressure growing up. I felt the
Uh,
pressure of just making sure I was on the straight and narrow
mm,
because I had all these people that had their eyes on me. And if I stumble and fall, it all just falls apart,
yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
we're good. We
We're
got
good.
this. And any woman, any mother listening to this right now, like sis, you are okay.
You
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be
fine, girl. You gonna get your
okay.
groove back. You gonna
You
have pictures to post
you really
eventually.
are. Yeah, no, literally, you're gonna
Eventually,
get
take
cute
the
again.
like,
You're
you're gonna get cute
gonna
again. You find your
you
way.
will, you will start buying. I had to like, I decided that I was gonna wake up every day and get dressed.
That's it. Just start getting ready.
I'm
So
gonna
that
get
is it.
ready.
Just
I'm
start.
gonna get
I know we're
cute.
gonna be at home all day. I know all I
Yeah,
have to, I'm just
literally. And I
so
would be at home
the
whole
whole
day.
day.
The whole day. But I was getting dressed. I will put
Yeah.
my jewelry on.
So
Right?
good.
I would just look, even if I'm just gonna wear like a maxi dress, a cute,
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna be in baby spit up clothes.
All day. Yeah.
Right? And that's how I
Showing up for
started.
yourself.
I was showing up and I was feeling so good. It made me
Mhm.
feel so good. I started buying makeup again because all the
Yeah.
makeup that I had expired because I wasn't using
Yeah.
them and all of
Yeah.
that. I started buying new perfumes. I just started really being like, okay, I want to change up my wardrobe. So
Mhm.
let me start buying new things and let me start working out again and all of that
So
stuff.
good.
And really just show up for myself in a way that makes me feel my happiest, most confident self. And naturally, it leaks into all the other things. And so when I'm showing
Mhm.
up
Mhm.
online, it's not about being perfect,
But people
but
see it. They see you. They see
it's
you for
and that's
you.
important.
Yeah.
That's important. So it says, you're going to be okay. You'll be good.
Well, y'all, I've really enjoyed this conversation,
Me
Aurelie. I
too.
think you are just a breath of fresh air. You're so genuine, and
Likewise.
I've been blessed by this conversation today. So please,
Me
you
too.
guys, I'm gonna leave her Instagram details in the show notes. Make sure that you're giving her a follow, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the speaking engagements and all of the pianos are gonna be on, all the
Amen.
podcast episodes are gonna be on
Yes.
because you
Speak
have
it,
so much to
Pastor
give.
Yanni.
She's like, please,
I
Lord.
know. I know if you're saying it, God can hear it. Amen.
Amen to that, girl. So thank you so much. God
Thank
bless you,
you.
girlie.